Hello and welcome back to Tyranny. And I must say, I love this story arc with Amelia. This is what I was kind of waiting for, and I didn't know I was waiting for it. This feels like a chance to unite the stalwart and the disfavored.
Right.
Maybe don't wipe everybody out. And killing Amelia would have been just so sad, so pointless, so easy. But we definitely don't want to do that. First of all, we are gonna go to Tunan's court. Maybe we check out Sunset Spire the first step. Because I'm curious if we can recruit some smiths. Yeah. Where are we? Oh, we're making our way there. That's alright. We got so many good loot, but and supposedly there's a way to upgrade loot, but we don't have enough. How do you call recruits? I don't know. If we can get recruits here, then I really don't have much of an idea. And in the meantime, I can think about how the heck will we save Amelia and her child from Kiros. Oh, we should also consider upgrading Solon. Yeah, he could use some more health. Oh, 10 health. That's fine. Easy choice. Can revive someone with 30% health. That's okay. Yeah, swapping is kinda lame. Stealth. Or just AoE damage buff. That's good too. Potion effectiveness is pretty good. I'm just tempted to go for that. There are some really strong options. Damage is kinda okay. But better potions keep them alive. Reviving is okay, but I think the potion one is stronger. That way you don't have to revive. And 2 party quick slots as well. Yeah, we gotta go for that one. And the next choice will be... Oh. Not really sure between what. Well, we can think about that later. Anyhow. Let's go to the Forge Bound and see if we can recruit some of them to join our forge. If they are not the ones to recruit, I have no idea who to recruit. Biotus, what are you selling? I'm just curious. The Javelin, that could be good for Lantry. Do we care about that Javelin? Well, we are rich as hell. That's a pretty good Javelin, right? Yeah. I should just buy it for Lantry because we're rich. Do we have a Javelin? That is not a Javelin. How can I just buy this Javelin? Yep. Knock yourself out, Lantry. I enjoyed that piece of garbage. Oh. Oh, really? Temperry. Do we want that? Oh, we want the camping supplies as well. And we might want one of that, because that's a pretty good one. 10 parry? Just for Barrick, at least. That's fine, let's just buy it. Barrick, you're gonna... Oh, wrong. Who has it? Yeah, we don't need that. Let's just... no, we're not trading it. Just put it there. You put it there. This is fine. What? Oh, we don't need that. It's a little bit of cash, but we got some extra stuff to sell, so it's not a big deal. Anyhow, Forgeport, you wanna join my pimp forge in my pimp penthouse with a great view? Your master is already there. Oh, come on, don't be like that. You have returned! Lohara turns to face you, her body covered head to toe in charred hooves, chest rising and falling under the strain and labored breathing. There's always more demand for iron than there is time in the day. She removes a set of heavy canvas gloves and balls her fists, the joints of her fingers cracking in unison. What? I came for recruits. How do we get recruits? Well, at least the trip wasn't a complete waste of time because we managed to buy a good spear for Lantry. But it seems like the merchants don't refresh their stocks, so if we were to check the merchant I bought 2 leather armors from, I don't really remember her name. She's around here. She probably has the same stock she had when I left. Helena. Hey there, Helena. Do you have anything? No, she doesn't, so we're just gonna bail. I leave this place, so I don't know how we get recruits. Maybe we'll get later. That actually makes some sense, so... Come on, what are you doing? And we're gonna go into Nas Court. Yep. That is the shortest way to get there? Alright. Maybe Blood and Mark. Looks like a shady guy. Maybe he knows more than... Sure. Lady Lucretius. Fatebinder returns. Lady Lucretius inclines her head. I don't give a shit. They're just like the rest of them. So, looks like we need to talk to the Fatebinders. Or maybe Tunon right off the bat. We speak again, so let us speak genuinely and at length with one another. Now, of what matter would you have us discuss? The Fatebinder rubs his fingers along the edge of his jaw, regarding you with interest. He's love talking. Do you know anything about the regions of Stalwart? Corrupt rulers, if I'm not mistaken, though held with some esteem by the locals. He frowns, eyes distant in thought. After I proclaimed the Edict of Storms, so Nunoval proclaimed it. Good to know. The Archon of War made it very clear that I was to stay out of Stalwart if I wish to keep my head, and so I have. Callio could tell you more. She has been poring over the realm's written histories with abandon as of late. I've claimed the Spire at Vendrion's Well. Maybe he can tell me about a little bit about the one at Ledion's Crossing. So the court's whispers are true. The Fatebinder rubs his fingers along the underside of his chin, pondering his thoughts with great faith. After a moment, he offers you a wistful sort of smile. Someday, I would like to witness for myself this tower that has risen above the realms like a blade thrust into the sky. Well, have you know, everyone is welcome. You can just come for free. They even have like a beastman there, so come on. I'm curious about Tunon's masks. They can be rather unsettling, can't they? Even to one such as me, but I can assure you, the innocent need not fear their objective, emotionless gaze. What of the educators' masks, specifically, would you like to know? I don't really give a shit. But is this relevant? Is he just changing it because he's getting bored of it, or he's changing it because he's changing it with his mood? Okay, I'm a little bit curious. I want to know about the silent face. The silent face is the face that Tunon shows to us now, and for that we are fortunate beyond belief. The silent face is a patient face, a face for listening as Tunon presides over all matters brought to the court, taking great pains to ensure all sides of issue are heard. I want to know about the face of resolve. Tunon's last known donning of the face of resolve was the moment he judged and called ruin to half the districts in the bastard city. Since then, he has ruled over Northern Tier justly, calmly, and with efficient diplomacy. I want to know about the face that is no more. Tunon is said to have worn a fur mask in eons past. I have heard rumor that the face displeased Kyros and thus was destroyed, as happens to all persons and objects that displease our overlord. Have you ever seen Tunon change his masks? In the way that you or I would change our raiment? No, not as such. And yet I've seen the masks shift. They switch without the adjudicator or anyone so much as laying a hand on them. It's not something you can watch unfold. After a time, you merely realize it has already happened. Interesting. Tell me about something else. I want to know more about it. The issue at hand. So, Kaleo. Regards, Solon. You look as if you need something. Yes, I do. Kaleo tips her head to one side and a glimmer of curiosity in her dark, discerning eyes. What can I do for you? Do you know anything about the laws of succession in Stalwart? Funny you should mention it. Just the other day I was poring over some old text in the basement of a municipal building. We would do well from learning these sudden customs even as we dismantle them. What do you need to know? Can a baby with a royal blood concede the right to the throne? Not exactly, but the mother might be able to. She raises her brow with interest. There's a story behind it if you're interested. Lots of Stalwart issues involve stories. Let's hear it then. I want all the details. Old Stalwart was ruled by tradition, an oft-times twisted sense of national identity. The stories they held in high esteem set most of the precedent. That's why a lot of their legal documents contain fables or family histories. They gave the people a reason to follow the law. beyond the law itself, I mean. What's more, any practice could be overturned if it was judged outside of their sense of cultural identity. I'm getting to the good part, I promise. Okay, I'm listening. Go on. A few generations back, the High Regent of Stalwart was Queen Hadrium. She bore to her husband a pair of daughters, Lucanum and Tatium. Lucanum was the stronger of the two, but since she was birthed second, the rule of Stalwart would fall to Tatium. Queen Hadrium was having none of it. She wanted the strongest of her blood to sit the throne of Stalwart. Being wise in law, she concocted a plan. She bribed an archivist to draw up an old fable. The details of the story were similar to her own, though not so close that it would draw suspicion. I won't bore you with the details, but the story ended with the fabled queen making a simple statement to cut off an infant's right to the throne of Stalwart. Thankfully, for Queen Hadrium, the story was convincing enough that people bought into the new tradition. Lucanum later died to wasting disease, but that's a story for another day, she chuckles. Do you know the statement she made? Sure do, she clears her throat. I state your name, formally abdicate my sons or daughters' claim to Regency of Stalwart, dissolving all ties, compacts, vassals, and holdings, may forfeit all protections and advantages given by the ancient bloodline. The regents were usually a little more dedicated to their pomp and circumstance, but in this case I think they wanted to get the job done fast. I hope that helps. That's it? Have you been spying on me? Don't act so surprised. It's my duty to ensure that those who operate under the educator's name adhere to the spirit of his law, if not the very letter, and those who don't will be dealt with swiftly and efficiently. At the point of bled and Mark's blade, the Fatebinder slips a slim dagger from the folds of her purple garb, flipping the weapon almost idly in the air. Of course, that is assuming I don't dispatch them first. I take my duty seriously, and I'm very good at it. Farewell. You know what? Think about this Stalwart thingy. Fatebinder, you return. Rogalis looks you up and down with an inscrutable expression. Do you know anything about the laws of succession in Stalwart? The realm of mad nationalists to the south, their customs are beyond my purview, but you might ask another of our blood. I know that Kallio has been looking into the Tyr's history with interest. That's good. Should I speak with Tunan? Okay. You return. It is gratifying to see you, but the war has not caused you to forget your roots. What is it you wish to know? Do you know anything about the laws of succession in Stalwart? I do not trouble myself with the laws of conquered, savage lands, only the dismantling of their corruption. Speak the binder Kallio. She has demonstrated great curiosity in such matters, beyond even what her station should allow. I have no more questions. Now be on your way. Okay. So it looks like we might not be able to unite the disfavored and the Stalwart with this baby. But we might be able to save her and her mother. It's hard to say because this favorite might just want to kill Emilia. Anyway, which would be a shame. So we can go to the Burning Library, but we can go to Iron Heart. Not sure if I want to go to Where exactly? Sentinel stand first? I'll just go to Ironheart. He might react better if I already ended the Edict of Storms and say that, hey, your daughter's alive and so you have a grandchild? Yeah, from questionable people, but it's your grandchild nonetheless. I'm curious a little bit about the... Okay, I'm just curious about Graven Ash. We're gonna ask his opinion or stance on the matter, and if he says that he says something really harsh about his daughter, then I'm just gonna tell her to run. And here's Graven Ash. Ash stares into space and worries his beard with both hands. The reflexive action seems to bring him comfort, though the ferocity of this gesture strikes you as unhealthy. Archon? He blinks and turns to you with a look of recognition. Ash clears his throat and sets his stance in a composed, confident manner. Fatebinder, I hope you come with good tidings. Ironheart may be our home in the tears, but my heart longs for the north. He puts on a broad smile, but there's lining of concern about it. You look distracted for a moment there. The war leaves me preoccupied. I cannot worry enough about the safety of my soldiers. Every outpost, every detachment is a cohort of daughters and sons who I would bring home at once. He sighs. You look like you were in pain. He opens his mouth to retort, but closes it and considers you with an apprising stare. And why shouldn't I be in pain? I am a father and a general. This army is my family, and those who once occupied these lands would do us great harm. Worry not for me. Think of the Legion, and protect them where able. If you can accomplish that much, you will serve me well indeed. What is it that you require? Let's talk about Amelia. My Amelia. What have you learned? I can sense that she yet lives, but I'm blind to all else. Tell me what you know before the anticipation drives me to madness. I don't know what I should put it. It's basically the same thing. Let's say she bridged the gap between the north and the south by mothering a female heir. What are you saying, Fatebinder? My Amelia is too noble to lay with a southern wretch, much less willingly bear his polluted offspring. No, this is some fabrication, a joke at my expense. I cannot. Ash squeezes his eyes shut and shakes his head vigorously. No, no, no. The very idea repulses me beyond all measure. And you, Fatebinder, he bears down on you with madness in his eyes. If you bring this slander and atrocity to this fort, then I will instruct Tunon to strike your head from your lawful neck. Do you hear me? He blows with such force that spittle wets his beard, and the cohorts of the training yard turn with panic in their eyes. Ash cuts off his speech and holds his rigid posture. Throughout the prolonged silence, you are unsure if he plans on swinging his mace in a wide arc or simply exploding from the tension he fights to repress. A vein rises along the crest of his scalp and slowly recedes as Ash calms his breathing. Speak no more of these lies. I won't have them poisoning the air of Ironheart and the ears of my fellow countrymen. You're a fool if you think I'd believe such an obvious ruse. Ash regards you with uncertainty, his eyes searching for truth or contradiction. Her child is at the center of Kiros' edict. There must be some way to help them. He holds your gaze with a flat, even focus. Ash takes a deep breath through his nose, filling his lungs and swelling his chest until he has expanded significantly in your vision. When he releases the breath, it comes out deflated and resigned. Then you aren't joking. I can hardly believe that my daughter would be capable of inflicting such atrocity on my legion, much less on her family. If what you say is true, then she has brought shame to this legion, and degraded my family line with the product of some great miscalculation. No, she's beyond my mercy. If it will end this edict, kill the child, kill it anyway, for all I care. My daughter Amelia died in the second year of the conquest. That is what I tell myself, Fatebinder, even if I must scream it before resting my head and again upon waking. I will hold rituals of mourning until I make it so, because death is nothing to the alternative that you hurl in my face like poison. His face reddens as he regards you with open distaste. Shouldn't we at least explore the possibility of another resolution? We are of the same mind, but I have never seen the Archon like this before, Fatebinder. Tread with caution. No, Ash pounds his shaking fists together. I'm the Archon of War, and everything I love has been devoured by this mindless, heartless thing that I must represent for us all. Asherim, Priam, Branix, Amelia, lost to me. All of them. My family is reduced to naught but soldiers of my legion. He looks out the training ground. I love them, Fatebinder. Each is precious to me beyond rings, but even I must recognize when they have fallen. Amelia is as dead to me as any of the Tearsmen we've left in our tracks. I don't accept that, not while I can still save Amelia. A cause every bit as misinformed as it's hopeless. Even if Amelia and the misbegotten child were returned to Ironheart, they would be strangers in my eyes. Worse, traitors. Maybe so, but if they could be turned back to northern ways, might that not be a victory? If you must seek out answers, the burning library is the locus of all knowledge in the Tears. While you're there, you may as well be of some use to me. Crush the Scarlet Chorus squatting over those flaming ruins and destroy the library as Kiros intended. There is said to be a repository of arcane lore in the bowels of the library, the silent archive. It must be eliminated to satisfy the terms of Kiros' will. Learn no more than what you need to resolve matters in the Blade Grave. That is my compromise in entertaining your mad ambition. Claiming the arcane lore of the burning library for yourself would violate Kiros' law, as you're no doubt aware. I'll seek answers at the burning library. My scoutmaster Merrick was dispatched to observe the Scarlet Chorus, though I haven't heard from him in some time. His last known location was the village of Effigy. The wilderness around the library is plagued with chorus patrols and wildfires that can make routes treacherous at the moment's notice. Merrick should be able to assist you in charting a safe course through that wasteland. General worries his beard and frowns. I instructed Merrick to destroy all forbidden lore within the burning library, given the first available opportunity. The fact that the Edict of Fire persisted caused to assume that he failed. Farewell. Yeah, I'm still doing that. So let's just get out, and we need to go toward the library. We have enough camp fires. Oh, this is good. Anyhow, this is the end of this episode. Hope you had fun and see you in the next one. And have a good one, guys.